how are you feeling? It was a good win the other night. It sets you up well for the weekend.
Yeah, it does. It's, winning breeds confidence, and we know we've got to go into the game confident because we're going to be playing against a team who's going for the title.
Does the fact that they were promoted the other night and may have been celebrating give you an advantage?
Doesn't come into it at all. I think you know what Michael Duff's about. Read his comments after the game. They can celebrate in 2 weeks' time or whatever it is. Don't throw it all away now. Exactly what I expect. I expect Cheltenham to be here with their best team and their best performance.
And what does that mean for your side?
It means we got to be at our best to get a win.
You haven't changed your team for 3 games. Are you going to change it this weekend?
Don't know. You'll have a look tomorrow, won't you?
You scored 4 goals the other night. An early goal, it seemed to me, from the stands anyway, helped calm the nerves.
I don't think we were nervous at all, if I'm honest. Scunthorpe came and tried to just sit in and frustrate us. And, we're in a position where we were very comfortable on the ball, a lot of possession, getting in some good attacking positions without really threatening too much. And then, obviously, the first goal forced them to open up, and we were able to punish them.
Lewis Collins got his first professional goal. I saw at half-time, Kevin Ellison ran across the pitch, put his arm around him, congratulated him, and everyone got around him, didn't they, when he scored? Shows the real team spirit and support. What did you say to him after his goal?
So well done, but I told him off half-time for right before the end of the first half. We had a throw. We were thrown in the box. I told him to get in the box, and he stayed out for a short one. We won the flick, and he would have had another goal. He would have had a tap in, and that's the finer details that will come with experience.
Good to know that you're keeping him in check. Of course. I've been studying your Wikipedia this morning, Mike, and I see that you were in the Wigan squad. You got promoted as champions. I just wonder what you lot did when it was confirmed that you'd been promoted.
What did we do? Well, I think we had 100 points that year. We had a good time. There was no COVID.
So you did a bit of celebrating, more than you think Cheltenham will. I know the other night I saw you were on Radio Wales Sport after the game, and I know you were keeping an eagle eye, weren't you, on other results? Yeah. There was some frustration, I think is probably the best way to describe it, when you saw that Salford had scored a late goal. How much attention are you paying to the other games?
Well, none, if I'm honest. It's afterwards. If we take care of business, then you can have a look at the other results. If we don't, then it doesn't really matter because we've missed our own opportunity. I can't be worrying about other teams. Salford have come in good form. Exeter, the highest scorers, I think, or one of the highest scorers in the league. Forest Green, they can beat anybody on their day. So it's down to us to look after ourselves. And like I said, you have a look after Tuesday night's game, because we kicked off early. You were able to do that. And, when I'm talking to Rob Phillips and Nathan and Rory Fallon afterwards, then, they're giving me updates anyway. So I might as well have a look myself.
And the last one from me could go down to the wire. I know how committed you are to it all anyway, but how does it affect you when you're away from training and all that kind of thing? Are you sleeping well at the minute?
Yeah, apart from my kids getting into bed every night and disrupting my sleep, it's look, it is what it is. It's a nice pressure. It's not a pressure of how am I going to feed my family? I'm working on the front line, trying to save lives. That's pressure. being towards the top end of a football table is exciting. So, yeah, if you can get excited and motivated for these situations, then probably go and work in an office.
Yeah.
Disrespect to offices.
No, or in your house where I am at the moment. Sorry if you can hear builders in the background.
Exactly.
And one more about there's a blanket social media ban, isn't there, this weekend? And lots of other organisations beyond the EFL have jumped on board to support it. And I know that your club are supporting it as well, aren't they? Tell us what you think about that.
I think it's a very good idea, gesture. I think the social media companies have to take responsibility for the vile abuse they continue to allow to be put on to their platforms. It's disgusting. Kevin Allison had something the other night, which is being dealt with, and that's just that's tip of the iceberg. You have a look at some of the things I've seen, absolutely disgusting, and people need to be made accountable for what they think is acceptable, because it's an absolute disgrace what people get away with. It's all fine, criticize a performance, or a result, whatever, which way you want to bait it, but nobody's got the God-given right to start throwing about abuse, whether it be racist, sexual, whatever. It's absolutely, personal abuse it's wrong, and it needs to be stopped. And the sooner it stops, I think the world will be a lot happier place, because it's so much easier to put negative things out there. And people seem to get off on it. So did papers as well, news outlets. Everybody seems to enjoy their negativity at the minute, and it's no wonder that I'm going on to a different thing here, but it's no wonder that there's unrest all around the world.
Thank you. Well, I hope there's some positivity on the pitch for you this weekend. I'm coming to Southend to see you, so I hope you're promoted by then, because my nerves would be shot. Never mind yours. All the best.
We definitely won't be promoted by then, Cal, but we might be in the
playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, if you're promoted, even better. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers, Cal.
In terms of the scores, obviously you're focused on the game itself and say it's afterwards, but a point could be enough if there are other results going that way. So
tomorrow,
have you got somebody looking at it?
No.
Or no?
No. Well, listen, we'll have a look. Towards the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, we'll have a look. But I tell you what, I wouldn't forgive myself if we was going for a point and we concede in the last minute and the other team score in the last minute. You can't even think like that. It's ludicrous. It's gambling. And I don't really like gambling. I don't mind a flutter on the horses now and then, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah. It's the old Niall Quinn and Alan Ball thing, isn't it? Where you get yourself in a pickle, don't you? If you
let's do what we can. And I'm sure the boys will give 100%, as they always do. Hopefully it'll be enough. If it's not, and we go on to Southend, and whatever the outcome this season, I know my boys have tried and give everything.
I was thinking the other night, in rugby, some coaches have this thing with the finishers on their bench. I was looking at your bench, and it was a different situation, but you've got so much experience there. How useful is that? Because at Exeter, you left it there because it was going well. But it gives you options, doesn't it? It's either chase or hold. It
does. Like I said, I spoke Tuesday night with regards to last time we got the playoffs. I think we've got a more experienced squad. Definitely got a more experienced squad. So hopefully that comes to fruition and pays off. It doesn't guarantee you anything. Just hopefully reduces the element of risk at times.
One of those, Nicky was looking very unlucky with the bar, but he's looking sharper, which you always thought he would take a while. Maybe not. Hope he wouldn't take this long, but he's he's starting to those runs he's making.
Yeah, he is. He's looking a lot sharper. You know, he's knocking on the door for a start. You know, Nicky could have 7 or 8 goals. He gets himself in some unbelievable positions, and you know, if he was 100% match fit, we might be looking at a different table. Because I'm not saying it's down to Nicky, of course. By the way, I'm just saying that's how much I think he has in quality terms. He's a fantastic finisher, and let's hope he's hitting the time now.
One player, I believe Ryan's coming up afterwards. How good has it been to have him in terms of balance down that left?
Look, it gives us everything. What it's allowed us to do as well is obviously put Liam right sided centre back, and Aaron in his more natural position. So, we've stumbled upon Liam playing there. We always thought he could, but with Priestley getting injured as well, and obviously Brandon going back, he is probably the closest we got to how Brandon was doing it, and that's a compliment to Liam.
With Ryan, what is it? Because he's had a strong season, but he had that before his injury. I guess he dipped a little. But how much do you like him?
Like I said, they've a few of them have been playing with niggling injuries, and you know, Ryan was one of them. And it got to the point where he couldn't continue, and he had to come out. He had to, you know, rehab and get himself right and in the best condition he could for the last 5 games of the season, and touch wood, he's coming through it at the minute.
Matty Dolan, new deal. How pleased are you to get that sorted?
You know, listen, I'm sure you're going to ask me about Cheltenham in a minute, and it goes to show what continuity in a club does. They've managed to keep all their big players together. The likes of Will Boyle, Ben Tozer. You know, that core of players, Chris Hussey, who are huge for them. They've kept them all together, even after the disappointment of the playoffs last season, and they've reaped the rewards. And you know, we haven't always managed to do that, and hopefully, you know, getting Matty done and Nick done, a couple of others might follow suit.
Because he's been brilliant this season. I know the defenders have been really good, and he can't get back in at the moment. But had such a good season, hasn't he, Matty?
Yeah, he has. Like I said, he's a hard worker, day in day out. He's no trouble either. You know, he gets on with it. He's got standards that he demands from the rest of his teammates, and you know, it's a well-earned contract.
Do you think there's even more to come from him? He's 28.
Yeah,
still much. You know.
I do. I've spoken to him. He still needs to, you know, keep an eye on his weight. He's unfortunate that he's got a backside like mine, which doesn't always look, I'm going to say, great in a football kit or for a professional footballer. But he's actually in good nick, and he's a lot fitter than he looks. Let's say that.
Where do you think he can get better in terms of him? Because I guess it is his first season as a proper centre back as well.
Yeah, I listen. There's you know, there's obviously defending 1v1. There's but it's more keeping himself fully focused for the whole season. You know, looking after himself, because he's a fantastic footballer. He reads the game so well. Technically, he's very good. So yeah, there's we can all improve. I'm sure he will.
I won't be doing any skin fold tests anyway compared to him, so don't worry about that. But you mentioned Cheltenham there. Well, they were very good in that first half against you. They tested you at Wadden Road. They are very good side, aren't they, footballing? I
think they're a very, very efficient team. They have got a good manager who's played at the top level in Michael. He organises them. He's built the foundations from his own position, defence. He's brought in some very good players, and I think he's done an absolute tremendous job. I've got to, from what happened last season in the playoffs, the way they missed out, by the way, as well, because I thought they even might have done it last season. And, I want to say a big congratulations to Cheltenham, to their players, to the manager, the staff, and to the football club, because they've had a few ups and downs as well. So, fair play to them. And hopefully we spoil their party tomorrow. But after that, go on and win the league.
Hopefully play them again next year. So, all good. Excellent. Cheers, mate. See you tomorrow.
Mr. Flynn, I'm not sure the readers of the Western Mail are ready for a critical analysis on the size of your backside.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Rob. Huh? I was more on about Matty Dolan, so leave mine out.
And in your era, it was probably those very tight lycra shorts as well.
No, I was a baggy those days.
Were they?
Yeah. Baggy.
At Cheltenham, the best team in the league?
I really don't know. On the day, what I will say is I would say they're the most consistent team. I know probably say that's obvious, but I mean, every time they've lost, they've seemed to have bounced back. They've stuck to their job, their tasks. They've been relentless, really, and I'd say they're arguably the most consistent team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So a win against them or taking a point off them was really just what you need, not only for getting into the playoffs, but for a bit of momentum and to give yourself a bit of a boost at this vital stage of the campaign.
Of course. Listen, we went there early on in the season. I thought they played us off the park for the first half hour. We started creeping into it, and I thought the second half we were a lot better. It was a lot more even. There's nothing to fear as long as we apply ourselves right and carry on from the last few games where I think we've played very well.
I keep saying this all the time to everyone. You do play better against the better teams.
Well, that's okay. It's a good thing, but it's they play better against the so-called weaker teams as well. Then maybe it'll be us who's in Cheltenham's position this weekend. Let's not dress it up. We've thrown away too many points.
Yeah. So why aren't you where they are?
Because we've thrown away too many points, Rob, and probably.
Yeah.
Well, I hate saying it, but I'd say they got a good pitch as well all year.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. Quite right. Okay. Well, look, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm coming tomorrow, and I haven't seen you win since January 1889. But I'll try not to be the Jonah. Try not to be the Jonah.
Top man.
All right. Thank you.
See you later.